Yes, it's Adam Beanstock. I'd just like to talk about these two menuets to iron out the scratch, the scratches, the rattlings and whistlings of strings as they're crossing. I've got these adapters on here, and it's nice to get. You know, sometimes you play it in your front living room. Oh, bit that perfect that time, but when you come to perform, you know that all these things happen, and this is quite a challenge to actually try and do a recording of this. So we give it a start with the first minuet. And the second part. And of course that would be repeated. You can hear these odd sounds. I'm still doing it. It's getting your thing with these multiple stops. Let's start with the double bar, the second part. And that grace note is very important. We'll try that again. It's important to do the slow practice on this. And then you've got this chord. You've got the, then you've got that up here. The trouble is, you're going to doing an up bow. If you're on the tip of a block bow, it tends to bounce. We'll start that again. And you've got to get that across. And that's in your slow practice. You've got to keep on doing that until it comes naturally when you're starting to speed up. But the tempo of this is in question, and as a stated dance, but the cadence is where you got this. Whether you actually slow it up there, because you know, we're often with Bach, it's when he does multiple stopping, it causes a sign because it might be at the end of the dance routine. Now becomes a second minuet, which is more lyrical and more phrasing involved. First of all, play the first section forte, and might really try and get that second melody. The lower melody is the melody with the drone note on the top. It's a little bit hesitant there, but when you come to play it second time, you've got to play it nice and quietly. Then you come into the second part. play this softly. And let that ring out, and then come to the first one again. There you go, bring that up. The thing is, it's the bow speed that if you let the bow travel look faster with some of this phrasing, does help with your resonance and discrepancy, because if you get too tight, cramped up on your muscles and that, it's going to sound like that. So you see, having a total relax. I know I'm telling myself this, and it's quite a feat to do this movement, and there's a minuet, but it's so expressive, so lovely, and it really sounds nice to play slowly because the harmonies and the music is so beautiful in it, and but obviously when you perform it's got to go at a reasonable pace, but draw it back at the cadences you come into, as you would do in Baroque music, which is unlike Irish music, where the tempo is more constant. So I'd like to give you some insight on that. I'm going to have to give myself a bit of a rest now, because I've actually got, because there's tension, I've got a sort of repetitive stain in my thumb in this area. So hopefully that's given you some insight, and that doesn't, you can understand with the squeaks and rattles, it's really annoying even when you're performing, so, or even on video as I am now, because I'm slightly tense. I was probably more relaxed playing on my own. It was listening. Thank you very much for your time. Any comments would be most helpful on how to improve this piece for myself and other people.